Bow, 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 bow. Welcome to the 41st episode of the Decompression Chamber. I'm your host, Mario. It's good to see you. It's good for you to see me. Our opening quote today is going to be from the late actor Chadwick Boseman. The quote goes, "You have to cherish things in a different way when you know the clock is ticking. You are under pressure." Roll the intro.
Looks like into me, no doubt that I'll never be without my damn brain. Closed mouth, I'm clever and I know my damn shame. No cloud to the better, no one know my damn name. No bow, that shit what I guess we about to cascade.
Yeah, so obviously R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. He passed away earlier this year, I believe. And it might be longer than that. Oh god, time has just felt like very strange since last year's pandemic. I can't lie. There are some things that happened before it that just feel like not that long ago, and there are things that happen within it that feel super long ago. So it was just an interesting quote to me because I've been thinking recently about, the idea that my life is limited and life is short, and each day is unique, and it's just been playing on my mind recently. Like, I was speaking to a friend about this, many friends, about how some days I wake up and I look outside my window and I just think like, wow, what an amazing day. I feel so grateful to be up and alive, and I could skip down a road, like my consciousness feels light and breezy, and I'm just grateful for what I have, and I'm content. And then sometimes I wake up and it's not quite the same. Sometimes I wake up and maybe there's something I'm anxious about that makes me kind of not look forward to getting through the day, or maybe there's something that I know I should have done but I haven't, and so I kind of punish myself. And I realize so many of my own roadblocks to my happiness are just I create for myself. It's like I saw this stupid little thing on Instagram today, which is just like, it's my brain, I can think whatever I want, so why don't I just think to be happy all the time? And it's like, obviously if everything were that simple, it'd be a much easier, much more simplistic life, but I think it applies in some sense. I feel like my dad often talks about this concept, is I call it the parachute tree in the field. It's kind of it doesn't fit nicely into a name, but anyway, he tells me how when he did parachute training, I don't know, he literally never gave me context to why he needed parachute training, but when he trained to parachute, he said that quite often there'll be someone in a parachute kind of looking at an open field, and there's one tree in it. They got so much space to go into, but because they're looking at the tree, the one dangerous spot, they're thinking, oh god, don't hit that tree, don't hit that tree. Subconsciously, their body guides them to that tree, and they actually end up hitting it. And it as well as being a very strange phenomenon as a human, I think it's kind of emblematic in this issue that I was just talking about. I feel like if you're just looking at the tree the whole time, if you're waiting for things to go wrong, you focus on the negativity, it will go that way, and you'll pick up on the things that match that conclusion that you're looking for. And similarly in the inverse way, if you're looking for something that's good, then you're more likely to find it. But obviously there's like a Venn diagram, and there's context to different situations. I mean, being optimistic doesn't help in every situation, and I think sometimes people misalign the idea of being optimistic and being delusional. For example, I think that optimism is thinking that things can go the best they can possibly go. I think there's a level of positive delusion where people go, this is going to go better than is conceivably possible, and I think that's where you get into dangerous territory. But yeah, I mean, I've used this quote way ago in our videos, but it's something like my videos. It's something like a pessimist complains about the weather, an optimist hopes for better weather, the realist adjusts the sails. And I think the realists are kind of like the centrists of optimism and pessimism, kind of like how in political discourse, certain centrists will act all enlightened because they don't pick an extreme side, blah de blah. But I think realists are similar in that way. I think everybody is naturally going to be tilted one way or another, and I think it differs in different situations, But my hope is that what I've noticed at least is that the more I pay attention to the positive aspects of my life, and the more I kind of focus on the good things, the more that I kind of feed and work off that energy, But yeah, so I guess what I need to do a better job of is, first of all, I feel like this is something I focus on, is being grateful for those days where I do wake up and I do feel like I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm just grateful to wake up and like walk around in the fresh air, or I'm grateful to just like have a very relaxed breakfast in the kitchen and speak to one of my flatmates, you know. And then on the flip side, when there's days where it doesn't all just fit together like that, maybe I need to first of all ask myself why, and ask whether there's something that can be changed about that. And then sometimes just think, even if it's not simply falling into place for me to feel like that, maybe I still can show that same gratitude, have that same attitude, but without it being kind of prompted within me naturally, you know. I think too many times I've felt bad about a day. I've been like, I'm having a shitty day, and I've just accepted defeat. I've just been like, I've written today off. And I feel like sometimes some of my best days ever have started real shitty. Sometimes they've ended real shitty. You know, it's kind of like a painting in a way. Like, you can't have all bright colours. There's got to be some shadow in there. I mean, that's not a perfect example. I will cite the 11th of July 2010 as a perfect day, because that's when Spain won the World Cup, but you don't want to hear about that, unless you do. Imagine I made a bonus video just about that. I kind of was thinking recently about having a discussion. This is something I've been floating at, because there's a UFC card coming up this upcoming week. I'd quite like to do a kind of a breakdown video, or maybe like a kind of a hype up video. And maybe I should just do more MMA content in general. I'd like to do a couple of fight breakdowns using clips and stuff, but it's a niche thing. But I have a passion for it. So given that I have a passion for making these videos and trying to think of ideas for content, that's something I should follow through on. But yeah, I really love. There's this like mini docu-series or vlog series by UFC called Embedded, the week of every big fight event, and it follows the fighters kind of behind the scenes the week of the fight. And not only does it give you very interesting insight to kind of the personalities and the more human elements of getting ready for a fight, but also what I'd say is it's a very kind of smooth, cinematographically it's kind of, I describe it as neat. It's kind of like it fits nicely. It's concise, and it gives you like interesting, like characterized kind of moments. But it also doesn't feel too like fast paced or too. It just feels kind of like smooth and relaxing for me to watch. Maybe it's just because I get used to like getting excited for fights and stuff as well. But I don't know. I think there's something satisfying about. Like, I used to like Casey Neistat. I didn't watch his videos anymore, but I used to really like his vlog videos, where it was a really interesting combination of like fun, dynamic camera work, and then like kind of just interesting like perspective and dialogue and different sites that he used to present. Well, I'm sure he's still doing cool stuff now, but I don't know. I feel like I've had many phases of my life, like in terms of consuming media on YouTube. I've been doing it for so long, like there was the old days, like at the start of like when I used to watch Smosh videos, like food battle videos. I'm trying to think now. Like obviously there was just like fail videos and dumb like Call of Duty bloopers and fails of the week, the Halo Reach fails. I don't know if anybody remembers those. And I used to watch like the Sidemen, like GTA race videos. I mean, literally there's been so many different, at the moment mostly what I watch is like clips from sitcoms I used to watch and like chess videos. And because of the YouTube fucking stupid algorithm, which, you know, if you found this because of it, maybe I shouldn't be slating, but whatever. In any case, I just think that it does too much of just feeding you your own bullshit. So I don't know, maybe I just spend too much time on YouTube. Like, I'm the kind of person, I always need a soundtrack. I always need something, my ears ring, I get tinnitus, so I always need something in the background to just be like playing some kind of ambient noise. Like, I quite like a gentle kind of night piano in the evenings to cut back and relax a bit. I like combinations of stuff like piano with soft rainfall noise, or like guitar, like acoustic guitar with like lapping waves, or there's this really good one that I just showed to my flatmate Harvey. It's like Native American pipes, but like with the sound of a rushing river, and it's just relaxing to me. And I don't like silence because then I notice like my ears ringing and stuff, and it's the example I always use, but I won't even put in this video because I'm lazy and I won't edit it. But yeah, it's when you get flashbanged in COD and you hear that high pitched like whine ringing. That's the soundtrack in here. My dad sometimes calls it God's song. I think he means it ironically, but it's also kind of like, yeah, it's not untrue. It's just ever present and it's there. But that's the world we live in. Sometimes I can tune out and it feels like it's not there, but if I just think about it, like if I do it now, it's a kind of weird high-pitched staticky noise. But, out of all the hereditary afflictions I could have got, tinnitus doesn't seem to be that big a deal. So, again, it's about gratitude, it's about appreciating what you have, and trying to use the capabilities you have to live a positive life. I don't know. Like I saw a quote by Jason Momoa recently. It was something like, "It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice." Which, I do think there is a weird kind of like cult of personality thing that happens around celebrities, where just because they're successful, you think that they're good people, And I think to certain people it can be disillusioning to find out that they're just normal like us. But I don't know. I just think. I honestly can't imagine being so under like scrutiny that the image that you put up of yourself isn't the one that you feel is completely you. I feel like everybody struggles with that to a certain extent, but that kind of media presentation of what you are is just so like false and so like stale. I don't know. The example I always think of is what's her name? Hilaria Baldwin. I love this so much. I love it so much. So Alec Baldwin, famous for like Boss Baby. What the fuck is he in? He's in 30 Rock. He was the voice of Boss Baby. All right. If you don't know who he is, you'd recognize him anyway. But yeah, Hilaria Baldwin, his wife. She claims she is Spanish, like, and the way Alec Baldwin speaks about her is like she's Spanish, and their children are named like Rafael and another very Spanish name, and by all intents and purposes, both of her parents are American, and she grew up in America, but because she spent many summers in Mallorca with her family, like on holiday in Spain, and she grew up for a small period of time there, or maybe moved there. The way that she's described and talked about in like magazines and tabloids and stuff is like she is actually honest to God Spanish, and to the point where in like an interview she faked not knowing what the word cucumber was in English, when apparently like I've seen comments online and stuff where people were saying like, oh yeah, no, her name was Hillary, she was just a normal 19-year-old from Massachusetts when I knew her. And so what it appears like is that in an effort to kind of seek a more maybe exotic or quote unquote different or interesting, which I hesitate even to step that far, background, she has redefined herself as Spanish, which as someone who has grown up half Spanish is just hilarious to me. It's just amazing because well, this is something more I know from my mum, but my mum told me that Hilaria is just not a common name, like to the point where it just isn't a proper name in Spain. Like it's not one that's used, and I just love it. I don't know why. Like if somebody was like with Rachel Dolezal impersonating someone's race, that tastes bitter in my mouth. But the idea of just being like, fuck it, I'm Spanish, give me a bit of spice, it's absolutely delightful. And I don't know, it really shows you that some Hollywood types are real, not what they cracked up to be. But who am I to judge? We all have we all commit sins. Like here's the thing: is I'll talk a lot about how I'm not religious and like Abrahamic religions can go SMC, but I do like the "He who hath no sin may cast the first stone" story. Yeah, those who live in glass houses, bloody blah. I mean, that's the thing, is that we're hypocritical in that we hate hypocrisy, but we are hypocrisy. You will never not be hypocritical, just like how sometimes I'm grateful for everything and sometimes I'm not, when in reality the situation is mostly the same. It's just how I look at it. So yeah, it's all about perspective, it's all about how you see the world, and I'm just glad that you spent the last 14-15 minutes in this creepy ass looking dungeon spot because I didn't turn the lights on. But anyway, I appreciate you very much for watching the video if you've made it this far, and take care.
For the shade, I don't wanna give myself no option, so I drop the visor just to wake up. Ain't no